Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Uncut and After Show. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this, my main channel, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with all the Flat Earth Debate after show and pre-show goodness. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere. There's also a PayPal and crypto link in the info box below this video. If you'd like to keep up to date with the live shows, be sure to subscribe to my second channel, which is Nathan Oakley. There is a link in the info box below this video. Now, we are joined by a whole bunch of people as we are in the interim stages between the two live events, so I will raise the mic on the Hangout and hopefully the dulcet tones of whoever the hell is in there will keep you entertained while I set up for the live show.
You get a manual with it?
No.
Oh, right.
I've been watching videos, you know, like manual, you know, little tips and tricks and stuff.
Yeah, it's like
Get a new
ask
guest.
Ranty for his manual because he's never read his manual either.
Did we get a new guest?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Who joined?
That nurse. Hi.
Oh, hi. Good to see you.
Hi.
I thought you joined before. I did say hello.
He left.
Ah, right. So you left a gap for Tim. Tim joined, then you rejoined. Gotcha.
Hey,
Just didn't believe I
Nathan.
said a hello to somebody, that was all.
We're not live now, are we?
No.
I was wondering if I could share my idea for an experiment on the next one.
Sure.
Experiment, you say?
Have you got an independent variable you're going to manipulate to prove a cause?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. This will be a first.
All right.
I know Nathan just got excited.
Yeah.
Nathan gets excited as soon as he hears the word experiment. You can hear it in his voice. He's like, what? Who? What? Experiment?
Yeah, over here where I live, there are, to my left, there are 2 big trees. There's a little house and 2 big trees, but there's a empty spot that I can see the sky. And in that spot, there is Polaris that I can see with my bare eyes nighttime. So I can set up my P900 in here where I come to watch some YouTube videos and set up for a few hours and make me a little time lapse to see how it looks. The rotation around Polaris on between the trees and the house is going to be cool. I'm going to take that for the next few days.
Hey, Jose. Speaking of Polaris being at the reference point, whether it's center or North Pole, I'm finding a phenomena which is actually the Milky Way. Somewhat, they're saying it could be observed in the hemisphere, which is furthest away from the pole. Now, if that's the case, why are we not? Since if the stars are moving in concentric fashion, why is it not the Milky Way moving in the same fashion? And why is it can only be observed at the hemisphere? So, I mean, I leave you guys to think about that because I'm finding it as a phenomena. And if it is if the celestials above are moving, then why isn't the Milky Way moving? Or if it is can somebody tell us it is moving?
I noticed that Spec suggested he was going to come up with an experiment, then everyone immediately has got their experiments to hand. So once we do go live, I'll rattle through the housekeeping as quick as we can, and then we'll get straight to your experiment, Spec. Start in about 4 minutes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I kind of wish Timmy was still here because I think he would either be able to pick it apart or say that it's a good experiment.
Nah, I have full confidence that Alan B is about to destroy the housekeeping. Right, Alan?
Yeah, who needs Tim when we got Alan?
I'm going to destroy this iPhone in a minute.
Can anybody send a message to Tim to see if he can join with another account?
I'll email him.
Please and thank you.
I can drop if you want me to.
I'm up to also.
Same here.
Is the battery glued in an iPhone 6?
Yes.
Aren't they buggers?
It's easy to change out, though. You just need a heat gun.
Yeah.
Take off a
but there's
couple
no
screws
need.
off it and take this. Comes off pretty easy.
Just use an hairdryer.
It's just no need, though.
Yeah.
I just used a hairdryer and a guitar pick.
Or actually, I don't know if it stands for the UK, but in America, if your battery is messed up, the iPhone 6 is part of a series that have been messed up. So for $29, you can get it replaced at the Apple Store. So it's just a fee of the battery until the end of the year.
I paid £3.
That's not bad for $29.
I
Just
paid
the 6?
$3.25.
6 or 6 Plus as well. My wife's got a 6 Plus.
It's a few. It's like from 5S all the way up to 7 or something.
Oh, really?
Can I just say that when we have conversations about iPhones, I look at you guys that have iPhones as victims. Just saying.
What are you talking about?
Why?
iPhone's race.
All I agree from people with iPhones are problems with everything, and it always costing a shitload to fix them.
Yes,
That's
Android
true.
rules.
That's true. When you come to fix them, Apple basically want you to throw away a £1,000 device. I won't deny that. They are basically Satan when it comes to after-sale service. If you go into an Apple store and show them a broken device, they'll say, oh, it'll cost more to fix it than it would to buy a new one. Here are our new iPads. And you go, what? You're joking, right? I've got £1,200 to buy an iPad. I want this one fixed. It's just got a broken screen. Like the most common fault most people have. They break their screen.
Have a guess what the trade-in was on the iPhone 6 for a 7?
£100.
£2.
£2? That's an insult. Yeah. That's like a slap in the face.
Because the battery wasn't working.
That's an absolute outrage.
£2 they offered me.
And I bet you then they refurbish it and send it on.
Yes.
Of course they would.
I've just paid £3.50 for a battery.
You might have a slight problem in the respect that Apple know that people who change their batteries for fake batteries will do it and then think they've just won. You know, great, I've spent £3 on a battery. The problem comes when you update the software, and I'm not sure if it's the 7 onwards. It might be the 6.
Yeah.
But they lock out your fingerprint reader. So after you update the software, once you've changed that battery, or I'll rephrase that, don't update the software.
I've put the latest version on.
Before you before the repair?
Yes.
Just never update it again.
What if he in the update is going to have a lot more little spheres and spinning balls around? So
let's apply the baller's logic here, and I say that on logic and reason alone, by changing the glass on the front is not going to have any problems with the fingerprinting. And I'm going to call bullshit.
No, it's not.
Logic
because they have
right?
no, that's not true. There is a recognition circuit that this is absolutely true. I'll even send you the video from Lewis Rossman, who's this guy who does mostly Apple repairs in New York City, and he basically publishes all of the repairs he does and the problems he runs into while he's repairing them. That's where I got the information from. So he was finding he's repairing phones and the Touch ID would stop working 6 months later, and it had a repair, but obviously he had to then figure out why it was actually stopping working considerably later after the repair had been done. And it was because the software was being updated, recognising that it had got a new part in it that wasn't an official Apple part, and then locking out the Touch ID.
Yeah, I'm just applying logic and reason and calling bullshit rather than evidence being the proof that there's an issue.
Oh, I see, you weren't... I see. Anyway, that's made the show late.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly though, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on Facebook and Twitter. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show on social media. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. So we are joined by The Plain Truth, Spec, Sleeping Warrior, Physics Warrior, Jose, Flatten Earth, Chocolate Saiyan, Arwin and Alan. Good to have you all.
Yo.
iPhone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Greetings, chat.
Hello. Greetings, chat.
So let's rattle our way through housekeeping. Any signs of curvature, gentlemen?
Nope.
No.
None.
I want to hear
Spec,
Alan's
find any
answer.
curvature, Spec.
Anybody? Anybody at all?
Nope.
Alan, go.
Fixing an iPhone. You don't need to get him off mute when he's probably got a really tight screw in his hand. Sure,
Yeah,
Hyper
we'll
does
not-
have one.
we'll not
Right.
pick on
Any
Alan while he's
signs of
playing with an
axial
iPhone.
rotation?
No.
No.
Stars don't prove axial rotation, guys. Axial rotation proves axial rotation.
Yeah, not formal logical fallacies. Any signs of scientific evidence of gravity?
Nope. Unless you
No.
want to prove yourself. How are you going to manipulate your independent variable?
Any evidence that you can have gas pressure without a container?
No.
No.
How can you have a balloon without a balloon?
Nope.
About the distance to the sun?
No.
No. No.
Fair enough. Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
Oh, gee.
No.
Nope.
No.
Little
The
bit
R
tells me
value.
Spec
Any evidence of Earth radius?
Oh, sorry. Proof of Earth radius? No.
Indeed.
No.
A little bird tells me that Spec's got an experiment to suggest. I hope he's got an independent variable that we can manipulate to prove a cause relationship.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. What have you got?
Mike's all yours.
Okay. So I was just thinking about this last night, and it could be totally bunk, but it sounds like an experiment that anyone can do, and it should prove either it's flat or it's a globe. And this is what I propose to do, would do during the experiment, is you would have two vehicles facing east, and one vehicle would have its steering wheel locked completely straight, where the other vehicle would follow east. If after a few miles, they either should be in the same place or there should be a distance between them, depending on the shape of the Earth.
Can I be the first to say what?
Yeah, no, I
So
understand. It's not an experiment, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. So you're saying if for the sake of argument this was done on the equator, just so people can conceptualize it, the equator of a sphere Earth, you'd have one with its wheels tracking the outside perimeter, the outside edge of that sphere, yep, and it's just going to travel in a straight line while it's essentially circumnavigating the sphere Earth. However, if you've also got another one that's travelling right next to it, that's not got its wheels locked, that's following in a magnetic direction and going east, then you're saying that they should not deviate if it's a sphere. Is that correct?
You can actually, I wouldn't actually even do it on the equator. Let's say you just did it.
No, I'm just saying
on the salt flats.
Yeah,
right?
no, sure, just for easy, just so people can conceptualize the reason why you're saying they should or shouldn't deviate. It's just easier to conceptualize.
Right. If you're going east, then you're basically you're going to be turning the wheel a little bit because you're always going true east, right? So if we're on a disc, then yeah, eventually you're going to start slowly. You wouldn't even notice it that you're turning the wheel to the left. But if you're locked straight, eventually you're going to deviate from that compass. You're going to go straight. And I think that's actually why people are often found when they're lost south of where they're expected to be.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought. I wonder what evidence supports that one, that everyone that gets lost seems to end up south. That'd be great.
I didn't actually know that to be true. That's not like common knowledge to me, Spec. So people get lost and then are found south of where they last reported their position. Is that what you're saying? I didn't know that.
Because they go straight. They don't follow the sun. When they don't follow the sun, they end up going south. It's just kind of like one of those weird things. Like when they do searches, they start in the south.
Cool. Before that, in the pre-show, everyone was talking about their experiments that they had in their mind. Now you've stunned everyone to silence, Spec.
I think it's valid. I think that if at any situation, if I'm going straight and you're going east, then we should end up in the same place with the same distance between us. But if not, I would suspect that after a few miles, let's say what they give for the curve calculator, you should go that distance, and that will be the distance in between you.
Hey, Spectacles, are you a flat-out hero?
No.
No? Okay. You have that same kind of crackhead sound about you.
Oh, yeah.
No
Alright.
How
way,
nice of
bro.
you to say.
Bugging. Spec does not sound like Flat Out Hero at all. Flat, are you bugging?
All right, fine.
At least not for me. I don't know.
The wild accusation. Okay, so, Alan, have you finished playing with your phone yet, by any chance?
Not really, but what do you want?
I was just wondering if you had any evidence for us for any of the assertions for housekeeping, but if you're playing with your phone, we'll leave you to it.
2 more screws to go. This panel's so tricky. I don't know who makes these. Do machines make them?
Isn't it only true screws on that? I think it's only 2.
It's just the power connector next.
Nokia 5s. Bulletproof. Scratch resistant plastic screen, no glass, never shatters. Great. Works, reliable, cheap. Perfect.
Well, I always had you down as a cheapskate.
Waterproof?
Do you know what? I just don't see the point in spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds on something like an iPhone, a phone, any phone, because they're a consumable item these days. They used to be like, do you remember when the 8310? You could I mean, there are people that still have an 8310 somewhere in one of the drawers somewhere, and it'll still work. And the battery will last for the whole day and more.
Yes, Tony, I remember when all this was fields.
Yeah, I bet you could remember that as well.
I could. I looked out of my window at a beautiful vista.
So, what do we talk about when we haven't got any evidence of a ball?
Let's talk about your TV show. That sounds interesting.
My TV show?
Yeah, I thought you were going to be interviewed on TV.
Not talking about that until it's done.
You excited about it?
No, not really. It's just another day, isn't it? It's just it's like Nathan Oakley's Hangouts, but in a different format.
Is it in a studio?
How are you going to prove gravity within science?
Is it in a studio?
It's within a university. The television crew are going to the university and recording it on site.
Okay.
I have to go to him. They are going to pay me expenses though, but
yeah, standard $250.
I don't know. They've not been agreed yet. I just said just pay me for my fuel. I'm all right with paying for the fuel.
That's what the BBC pay, $250.
I don't know who the recording company is. I just know that this bloke from this recording company said, "Do you want to come and discuss physics with a physics PhD?" I was like, "Fucking right, I do." Yeah, let's go.
So is it going to be like a chat show thing?
No, it's a debate. It's a televised debate. It'll be recorded live and played live, but recorded live. So it's not live TV. It's just recorded as though it's going to go out as though it was live.
Do you know what program?
I don't. I'll have to find out. I don't even know which the production company is. I've just got a text message off a bloke.
Is there a date, Riley? I'm sorry, I missed this conversation.
It's either the 6th or the 8th of Jan. I'll find out now.
Congratulations. Well done. Brilliant.
8th
So
of January.
That's some good Riley news. What about the solicitor's letter to the education department?
I've got to find a law firm that's capable of doing this. Nobody wants to touch education because nobody specializes in it. I'm like, fucking hell, there's the law, there's the case. Come on. It's dead hard to find somebody because they don't consider it their specialty and therefore they don't want to touch it.
Well, it's only a letter, isn't it?
Oh no, yeah, but you can't send a letter until if you're going to tell him you're going to kick him in the balls, and then you don't actually kick him in the balls, then that's terrible. You've got to tell him that you're going to kick him in the balls and then actually do it. So I can't send him the letter until I find a firm that can and will do this. But no one does any. There's just nobody in the education that deals with education law, and they don't like diversifying away from whiplash claims and stuff like that.
Oh. How many people have said no?
Well, it's how many people have said we don't deal with Education Act. Four circle. None of them not
Magic
aspect. 5 Clifford Chance, Alan Overy, Linklaters.
Didn't realise you were that affluent, Tony.
I need to find somebody that's got an in. If there's anybody out there that works in law, not in a law firm, but anybody out there that works in a major law, conglomerate company or whatever, and that has on-site solicitors that can give a referral to them from me, then let me know which firm I can approach.
If you're qualified, though, why can't you do it?
Because you need rights of higher audience. So you need a solicitor advocate to do it in the High Court.
What's that? Rights of higher audience?
Yeah, normal solicitors are only able to do civil action in the county court. To do a public law action in the High Court, you've got to be a solicitor advocate, and there's not that many of them. So it narrows down the net massively about who you can actually approach, because not the average solicitor can't do it. It has to be a solicitor advocate.
Almost suggestive that the game is rigged.
That would be a little bit conspiratorial, wouldn't it, Alan?
Well, it must be catching.
It's true, though. I agree. That is the interpretation. It's almost as if the game is rigged. So, pain in the bottom.
You still ignoring me on Skype?
Yeah, you were blocked about 3 days ago.
Oh. Keep sending you messages.
You've been sending me messages?
Yeah.
I don't know how you can do that when I've got you blocked, doesn't it? Say that you cannot reply to this conversation.
No.
Oh. Yeah, you're still blocked. Until you retract the comment that you said that was really offensive.
I've retracted it. I've sent you a chocolate egg.
How have you sent me a chocolate? I haven't got a chocolate egg. How have you sent me?
You haven't seen the messages, have you? So how can you have seen them in retraction?
Well, that's the problem when you call someone a liar without any decent evidence to support it. Do you honestly think that I'm intentionally trying to deceive people, Alan?
It was a joke, Tony.
Yeah, below the belt kicking the dick, though, wasn't it?
Hey, you guys sound like you're in bed together talking.
We are.
It's not bad, yeah.
Hold this phone steady, Tony.
He's not sharing his cake anymore. It's not fair.
Trying to get this.
How about eggnog?
An eggnog. Yeah, it's Christmas.
I'm still waiting for my chocolate egg to be sent to New York from Alan, but
Where do you live? Do you live anywhere near Lexington?
No, I moved. I'm in Georgia now.
Okay. So if you lived anywhere near Lexington, I'd deliver it by hand.
What, Lexington Avenue?
Yeah.
Yeah, what you know about Lexington Avenue? Been in New York before?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite streets.
Shit. I used to work on Lexington in 40
Yeah. I used to stay in the W on Lexington.
Yeah, it was like 2 blocks away, 3-4 blocks away from there. That's cool. That's cool.
Anyway, back to this iPhone.
Are you done with the battery plate?
Yep, just putting all the connectors for the screen back on. All 4 of them.
See, as much as I'm not a fan of iPhones, at least you guys still can manipulate your battery. Like Samsung and now is doing some crap where you can't even change your battery out. Sucks. I don't know why they're doing that. Anyway.
So, Nathan, we need some stimulus. What can we talk about if we have no evidence for a ball?
I don't know. I was busy sharing the show. But obviously, if this conversation's gone stale, it seems pointless sharing the show.
Can we all take a moment to laugh at Man United for getting battered by Liverpool at the weekend?
Sure.
Yay!
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that, Tony.
Oh, did you? Did you watch it?
My friend did a photo session with Mourinho for a newspaper, and he said for the 45 minutes he was taking pictures of him, he never stopped looking at his watch.
Who? Mourinho?
Yes. Said it was awful. Couldn't get him to do anything. And the picture that they published was him looking at his watch.
The thing, it must have been murder for him because, I mean, the poor guy. Liverpool had like 36 shots on goal and they had like 6 in the whole match. It's shocking. Right, someone's at my door. I'll catch you in a bit.
Did you catch the Tim Osman hangout yesterday, Alan? It was quite early in the morning for you.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
What did you think?
Quite interesting that Tim trying to play the moderator. He still seems quite angry about Simon Dan. And he was talking about all the new people like Simon Dan, Conspiracy Cats, Flight to Flat Earth. You know, the new people picking the low-hanging fruit. They get quite a lot of viewers. Simon Dan got 2,000 this morning.
So this Fight the Flatter guy, he didn't learn his lesson 2 weeks ago when he was sniped or his hangout. Now he was porn bombed a few days ago, huh?
That's correct.
That's ridiculous.
He seems to have got a lot of people's backs up on both sides of the fence.
Sorry, I had a phone call from Ranty. Who are we talking about? Just so I keep track of the conversation. Sorry.
Craig, like the Fat Earth.
Like the Flat Earth. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you remember, Nathan, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that we were talking that he was just giving out his hangout links to strangers to debate him, and somebody sniped him and Conspiracy Cats. He did it a few days ago again, and he was porn bombed big time.
Oh, that's a shame. Did he lose his channel?
Yep. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think he can do live streams. I don't know if he lost his whole channel.
No, he caught it in time.
Oh, that's good. So you got it off screen?
Yeah.
Good. No one wants to see anyone else's channel shut down, apart from these assholes at Porn, of course, who that's precisely what they want, but no reasonable person wants to see that happen to another YouTuber. You know, Fight the Flat Earth might be on the opposite side of the argument, but I wish him every success as a YouTuber. See you later, Spec.
Well, I think he should worry more that Ali B beat him.
Ali B beat him?
Yes.
Oh, he did. Oh, so there was some debate before he got porn bombed, and that was with Ali B.
Yeah. There was about an hour. Ali B and Flat Earth Data.
You hear us?
I can, yeah.
Good to have you.
Bye, Alan.
Hi, Renty, have you got your boots on?
Boots?
You'll have to fill us in a little bit.
Well, you kicked me yesterday.
Oh, right, okay. No, I don't have the boots on today.
Okay.
So more than ever.
Any chance we can get this Fight the Flat Earth guy to come in here?
Is he particularly good at debating?
I don't know.
I've not watched him,
I don't know what you want to read into this, but he lost against Ali B. So what do you think, Nathan?
Well, yeah, probably one of the reasons I'm like, hey, why don't we get this guy here? Because I love to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I don't think he will make it because he's approaching the beginning of the shows. He say, I want to debate flat earthers, but I want to do it just to ridicule them, show how stupid and ridiculous they are, and just make fun of them. That's his approach.
Oh, that makes two of us. Cool. Shout out to Fight the Flat Earth. I do the same thing, only with globe heads.
Yeah, right.
So why are we on the backup channel, Nate?
I got a community guideline strike on a 3.5-year-old video.
What?
It's just one of those. You can't foresee that happening. Just one of those things. Not the first time. I'm sure it won't be the last.
Have you appealed?
Karen B asked me that. Is there any point?
Yeah, might be.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure. I knew when I was making those shows that I was cutting it pretty close to the bone when I made them. But of course, you make them, and then 6 months, a year elapses, and you don't think anything more about it. You think, oh, great, obviously that was, far enough away from the community guidelines that I've got away with it. But then, clearly not. 3.5 years later, But I knew when I made that show by the guest I had on How I See the World, and at the time he'd had, I think it was 2 or maybe even 3 channels shut down based on what he was talking about, and he was talking about it on my channel. So I was nervous when I had him on, and I don't think it's worth appealing, personally.
Okay.
That said, if there's no detriment to appealing, I might just appeal it anyway. If there's no detriment.
Well, the 3.5-year-old video, I would say for sure.
I would say try it. You never know, man.
Yeah, I just don't know if there's. I'll have to research if there's any detriment to trying to appeal it if you've got no grounds.
Well, isn't there sure there should be a time limit on these? You'd think after 3.5 years it would have expired. They could have just removed the video.
50 years for copyright.
50 years? What do you mean? Oh, the time before it elapses. Yeah, correct. It's not copyright that we're talking about, though.
I think it's actually 90 in the USA.
Maybe.
Spec, are you there?
He's gone. He's out to go to work.
Oh. You was asking in chat, is he a shill or not? A potential shill.
Who, Spec?
He's all right.
No.
Yeah.
No,
he's all right.
Spec's definitely not a shill. I know Spec really well. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So where?
What's the standard someone like you takes? I've spoken to him on camera on multiple occasions. There you go. Don't know if that helps you.
Can we not talk football for a bit?
I'd rather talk about the nonsense that most of the Western world believe in, i.e. the heliocentric model of the world, that reification fallacy we normally talk about on this show. I'd much rather talk about that.
Mourinho's a flat earther, though.
Who?
Jose Mourinho was a flat earther.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. That's flat Earth related. Is that true?
Yeah, he believes that we're playing a flat football pitch. Therefore, the ball, the Earth must be flat, because if it were a curve, it'd have to follow the curve of the Earth, wouldn't it? But it's flat.
Most football pitches have runoff.
Shh.
Okay, then. Moving on.
I'm just trolling. So, what can we talk about? We haven't got anything to talk about unless we have some evidence for balliness.
Well, Ranty's come, so maybe Ranty's got something.
No, I haven't been out. I've got flu. I think I've got the lurgy through the TV screen watching you.
Probably. I do feel like death, if that makes you feel any better.
I feel like I've just woke up from death, so yeah, we're on the same page there.
Fair enough.
So I've not been out doing anything, so
let's how can I top it? Oh, my kid's also got the same thing, so she's screaming at me.
Well, hope you have a good Christmas.
Me too.
Lovely weather. Hey, are we on for the shortest day soon?
Yeah. It's about Christmas-ish. When's the solstice?
Yeah, it's the 21st.
Friday. Shortest days on Friday.
21st. Go on Stonehenge if anybody's interested. That's when they let you onto the site. Free as well. Yeah, 21st. Thank you, those in chat.
Arwin's unusually quiet. Should we talk about gravity, Arwin? Should we just start a fight for the fun of it, to fill a bit of space?
Well, you've got Alan on
I'll
the
start a
panel.
fight if you let me back on Skype.
It's difficult, that one.
Come on, you love it.
Well, now I personally believe in Santa Claus the same way I believe in the globe, because I seen the movie you recommended to me, Riley, the Chronicle of Christmas in Netflix.
Yeah,
and I think I believe in Santa Claus again, just the same way I believe in the globe.
Isn't it the most impressive movie of? I mean, I don't
it's really
like
good. Yeah, it's good.
I don't like modern versions of old stories on Christmas because I like all the traditional stuff. I know it sounds stupid, but I like watching the Carpenter story when it comes up because when I was a kid, my dad used to like watching it, and I can't have Christmas without the Carpenter story coming on. But when you see a new version, a modern twist on an old kind of like Christmassy story, it always goes crap because it's always too much CGI and there's always too much like fake like actor voicing but no real person there stuff, and it's boring. But that Christmas Chronicles, if honest to God, if you think about it from the context of the International Space Station, that's exactly how they can make a concept, a reification policy, a real thing that you can believe. I mean, Jose, do you agree? If you watch that with the context of the International Space Station,
I totally agree. Yeah, because I saw first that there was a little girl. I was like, yeah, they're gonna make a little movie for little kids, you know, so they cannot discern. But then they introduced this teenager guy. He was stealing cars. He was like in the street. He didn't care about nothing. And then he saw like Santa Claus like was the real deal, and they hang out with him and help him. So yeah, it has to be real, you know.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I agree. It was great movie. But in the context of the International Space Station, Jose, do you see how they can make something that is a concept seem real? Because you can literally change the sleigh and have it the International Space Station and then remap the rest of the movie about the International Space Station. And before you know it, you've got a series called Fake in Space.
I totally agree. Yeah, that's the way I was trying to look at it. I said, let me see what the approach is, comparing it to the indoctrination we have and we've been presented to space. And I can see the correlation. Yeah, it's just a brainwashing movie like others, you know, for people to believe in something that is not real.
I just thought of something else that we need to do. We need to set up a GoFundMe for Globebusters because they've been off now for 3 weeks and it's killing me. I don't know what to do on a Sunday without Globebusters. Feel as though when I'm having my Chinese or my Indian or whatever we have, because we normally have a takeaway on a Sunday night. If we have a takeaway Sunday night and there's no Globebusters on, it's like being dumped by your partner because you've got nothing to watch whilst you're having your takeaway. It's like, what do I do with all this time? I'll just watch one of Nathan's reruns.
Go watch Star Wars or Star Trek, the old school ones.
See, I'm too young for Star Wars and Star Trek. I can't appreciate them. Nobody spoke about Star Wars or Star Trek in school. Only like the nerds, and it was like 1 or 2 of them. Everybody else didn't talk about them, or nobody else talked about them.
What happened to Globebusters?
He's on a break. He's on a break, right? But he can't keep away. So Bob's supposed to be having a month off because it is exhausting when you do the conference if you get involved in it too much and whatnot. You can't get out of it. It's like it's exhausting. But he's having a month off, right? But he's in Patricia's chat. He's in Jaren's chat. He's in all the chats. He's probably watching now. He's having a month off, but he's not really having a month off.
Yeah, I seen a few days ago the National Geographic special they did when a bunch of people went to whatever lake to do this laser test or something, to do this test. And they did like a 10-minute short video, you know, about the whole thing. And there was this lady interviewing Mark Sargent, and they were analyzing the whole thing. And in conclusion, they say flat earthers are dangerous because of X or Y reason. That was kind of the punt they were going to push. They said, no, being a flat earther is very, very dangerous for society. I go like, what the hell is going on with these guys?
Yeah, because we're destroying their little paradigm. That's why we're dangerous.
No, I don't even know why they're pushing this this dangerous narrative because like I don't know anybody in flat Earth that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Pete J, he's dangerous.
Because then they could pass legislation to make it illegal, kind of like Germany with Nazis. They can't have any Nazi paraphernalia or anything like that.
I could see it getting to that point at some point.
Yeah, I could as well.
Once too many people reach that tipping point, they're gonna call in the big guns, whatever the hell that is.
No, is anybody ordering packages?
Maybe they can get Stanley to get more pictures of that curvature that he loves so much.
Jose, you're going down in January to meet Soundly, aren't you, to take the pictures from the 15th floor?
Yeah, that's the plan as for right now. I mean, this 2 weeks ago, I got they cut the hours of work. Unfortunately, because it's holidays, I thought I were gonna get more hours to work, but they hired a few more people, so they cut the hours to the full timers, and that like sucks. So I'm gonna be struggling for rent and the bills this month. I still wanna go. My plan is to go, but I mean, I right now I don't know if I'm gonna make it because of money wise. I'm not gonna have money for gas or staying in a freaking hotel for 2 days.
Why don't you do a GoFundMe for your gas?
I don't know. We'll see. When it's like a week away or something, I'll think about it to see if I got the resources. If not, I'll think about it. If people want me to go, I mean, I'm gonna just take footage, as much footage as I can, and present it, and see if I can hang out with these guys. Maybe make a like a little personal hangout with them. Make a little live stream or something. Make something fun that hasn't been done. And yeah, if I don't get the resources for myself economically, I just need a couple $100 for gas and staying in a cheap hotel room for one night to another.
100? What are you driving?
I mean, maybe like 100 for gas and $100 for at least a hotel room.
It's a 3-hour drive for him, Alan. It's like going.
Yeah, 4.5, 5 hours drive.
Sleep in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me and my wife. My wife's not gonna deal with it. I mean, I could, but she's not. I don't know.
Tell her it's a romantic reliving of when you first
Yeah,
met.
right. Yeah, I'll see what I can do, but I really want to go, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna wait a week before this happens and see where I'm standing.
I'd chip in. I'm still waiting for Tony's paper. I invested large in that.
Did you? Define
large.
25.
25. Big hitters. Big hitters. It's coming. It's coming.
I think it was 30, wasn't it, to get a paper?
25.
Anthony, you're not doing it right, mate.
Bronte, did you send me a message, an invite on Facebook in the last couple of days?
No.
Really?
Really, yeah.
So someone's cloned your account to make you think that. All right, so I'll just have to remove that one.
Which account?
On Facebook.
Yeah, my ranty flat Earth one or my normal one.
I don't know. Have you sent me an invite request in the last couple of days?
No.
So we haven't infiltrated then.
Well, before you block the account, accept
it could be Facebook. It could be Facebook.
Yeah, what I would do is I would accept it, go to the URL, copy it, paste it, send it to me so that I can check out which account or who it was that sent it.
I shall have a look right now. I don't think I accepted it. I was waiting to see you before I addressed it.
Or just rather than giving an answer, just if you can get the URL, and send it to me, I can check it out. Infiltrators everywhere.
Yeah.
Can't believe Nathan getting a strike though.
Yeah, that sucks. For a video so old too, like that's just crazy.
Don't sweat it. It's just one of those things. That's why, I'm just glad for the last 2 or 3 months I've been saying, look, go and subscribe to the second channel, and a couple of thousand people are subscribed to the second channel. So it means that at least there's an audience still waiting for these live streams. Yeah, they'll get mirrored on the main channel anyway, so whoever was going to see them on the main channel that isn't subscribed will still get to see them. But, it's nice to have a good live audience. We haven't got a great live audience because it's on the second channel, but it's not no audience, which would be devastating, if no one was watching this.
So you're going to do a massive plug now, Nathan, for this channel, because this will be the live one for the next 3 months. So if they want to come to the normal times, they need to know exactly where to come, Nathan.
Well, that's true. I mean, but I've been doing that anyway. The reasons I give for people
subscribing. This will be premiering on Nathan Oakley 1980, won't it?
Yeah.
Whereas this will be live on this channel. So where are you going to send them to?
Well, they're going to know from conversations like this when they watch it on the re-up that if they want to watch it live, they'll have to tune into the second channel. But I have been saying it for a long time anyway, and I'm glad I have because people have taken note. If you want to keep up to date, subscribe to both channels, and a good chunk of people have. Happy days. But this happened before. Last time it was a massive panic because I had to get it all set up. This time it was a couple of buttons. I'm a bit under the weather, so it was still a little bit stressful. Timing isn't great, but there we go. I've got it sorted pretty quickly, and the show still went out on time.
So what's your normal channel called? Well, what's the second channel called?
Just Nathan space Oakley.
There we go.
You're subscribing, are you?
Sorry?
You're subscribing.
I might hit the subscribe button if you're lucky.
Thanks.
And I might
so
even ring the bell.
I was going to say, Ramsey, how the hell do you not know what his second channel is?
Of course I know what it is, but the people listening that don't know.
You can't play along, Chocolate. You've ruined it there. That was the suspension of disbelief before your very eyes.
Yeah, you got me before, now I got you. All right.
Yes, me and Ranty both know he is subscribed to the second channel. But for the sake of audience, it's like, oh, you have a second channel? What's that second channel called? Thank you, Ranty.
Yeah, I was thinking I got so much footage. My SD cards are full. I got 416 gigas of SD cards, 132 gigabytes, and I don't have a computer. I don't have a hard drive to save them. I say, what can I do? So I'm gonna open just a second channel just for myself to store all that footage in there, and so I can delete and format the SD cards. That's, I think, is the easier way to do it. Just store it on YouTube. Just no subscribers, nothing, just for myself. And then as I need the footage, I can just download it and upload it in my main channel or whatever. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. Just upload a shitload on YouTube.
It will compress it though. It won't come out like it came off the camera. It'll forever be compressed when you try and retrieve it.
Yeah, open up a Google Drive. It should be free. Just search Google Drive, make an account. You should already have an account ready to go there. And you can upload it there. You can store it there, and it doesn't lose any compression or anything.
Oh, nice. Yes, thank you. Better yet.
So just like I say, just search Google Drive.
Set it on private or something, maybe. Yeah.
Well, no, nobody can access it.
Oh, just me with my login account. I'm a login info. Okay.
Yeah, unless you want to actually give them a link. If you once you've uploaded a video, if you right-click it, you can actually derive a link from that to give it to people, and then they can have access to that one video. So, yeah, it's dead easy. Just upload
Thank you. Yeah, I heard of these, but I didn't know, so I'm gonna just do that when the show ends. I'm gonna look it up. Thank you.
Hey, Ranty.
Yeah.
Did you know Soundly had done a hangout whilst he was on camera last night?
Yes, I did. I watched the first 20 minutes of it on a re-upload this morning, and then didn't watch anymore because I heard Conspiracy Cats lying again.
Yeah, you saw the hangout I saw. You saw on Soundly's own channel, right?
Yeah.
That's what I noticed. I mean, I was impressed that he went on camera and fair dues for him. But yeah, Conspiracy Cats is just literally lying. I don't understand why he would take the viewpoint that he's got. I can only assume that he is literally being dishonest. And if you are watching Conspiracy Cats, shame on you. You are literally telling people lies, false statements of fact. And I think you're doing it intentionally. I don't think that you're being like reckless or careless. I think you are deceiving people with the claims that you're making of other people, specifically myself, specifically Ranty, specifically Nathan. Don't understand it. What are you trying to do?
What reason would he have to do that?
I think what they're doing now, I think they're literally saying, no matter what, I think they will literally say that we're always proving globe, that we're always basically talking nonsense. They've just got a default scenario that they will apply no matter what, and that seems to be it. Whatever evidence is presented, it proves globe, even if they haven't seen it.
Hey, some guy David wants to come in, so I'm going to drop, see if he can come in. Bye.
Cool.
They have an issue with me showing their previous flat Earth proofs and proving that they aren't flat Earth proofs at all. They're actually, globe Earth proofs. That they're actually flat Earth proofs.
Hi, David. Hey, that's me.
How you doing?
How you doing? We are going trick or treating with your sister. Get dressed up.
Yeah. We are going trick or treating. I will get dressed now.
Good. That's nice. How about you, Rosie?
Hey. Rosie likes strict.
What the hell's going on there?
No
Some
idea.
idiot.
Fake account.
Hello, Chris.
That was a little silly.
What? Who? Where?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, kudos
can
to
you hear us?
Soundly for going on camera, but like, I don't know what Conspiracy Cats is doing. Is he just being literally like, is he literally lying, or is he just not paying attention to what's going on?
Yeah, like I say, they have an issue with me showing things like the inferior Mirage, because in the past that was their holy grail. They loved that because the inferior Mirage was where the curve of the Earth starts in their model, and what they've always said for the past couple of years. And me tackling that and showing that it actually doesn't start at the curve, it can be higher up than that, and it can be above where their perceived horizon would be. It kind of debunks their entire argument for that, and they hate the fact that I'm addressing this. They literally hate it.
And in the words of Soundly, I'm going to rephrase this, but ignore about that little bit in the bottom, Ranty. Just sweep it under the rug. Look at the whole thing. It's an obstruction. Don't matter what it is, it's obstruction. So it's curvature, they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what they're doing now is because they don't want to come on the show because they know what's going to happen if and when they do. What they're actually doing now is twisting everything that we say into their own language, completely not representing what is actually said correctly at all, just literally rewriting it and claiming it as a ball earth proof. And I'm like, oh, right, so this is actually a coerced attack that's not on Ranty. It's literally, you will deceive all of your subs no matter what. That's literally what's going on at the minute.
Well, like I say, I watched the first 20 minutes. I heard him say that Ranty filmed a boat going over the curve with no inferior Mirage. That's exactly what he said.
Hey, P. How you doing?
Good.
So he said Ranty filmed a boat going over the curve of the Earth with no inferior Mirage, and that's absolute globe Earth proof. And I can't understand why everybody likes his stuff. Completely ignoring the fact that it had the biggest inferior Mirage you'd ever see, and you actually watched as it went in different stages of inferior Mirage.
Yeah.
You know,
it's almost like they're rinsing and repeating their own narrative no matter what, and I don't understand how they could possibly do that. It's disgusting.
Well, maybe they're trying to convince themselves it's the standard rhetoric that they're just repeating, so they go and research it. It's not actually a debunk to anything that we've said, but they can just rinse and repeat, and then all is well, right? Well, we point out that it's not, and they stick their fingers in the ears and go, la 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 la, it's a globe Earth proof, that Mirage, it's Earth curve. We go, okay, fine. At this point, with people like that, if they're that deluded, you just go, okay, take it as a win, go in peace, in our you trust.
P-Mars, really?
What?
Really, man? Come on. What are you doing?
What's he doing? I wasn't paying attention to him.
I don't know. He had a picture up there.
It wasn't porn or anything.
Yeah, I know. How you doing today, P?
I'm excellent.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
How's the rest of the globe Earth cult that you're a part of?
Tim's doing pretty good.
I like that Tim is the first one you say.
Oh, I was just watching he was just streaming.
Is he playing his funky music right now?
Now he dropped a glass, and he got glass on the floor, and then he cut his foot, and he's bleeding everywhere. He was showing everyone the blood.
It's very symbolic. It's very symbolic. Very symbolic. Breaking that globe and getting blood all over the place.
Glass ceiling.
He was trying to join the panel, but it was full.
I was more referencing the fact that you said you don't like to be part of groups, but you're part of a group that believes in R.
Hey, Alan,
Yeah,
are you
so-
willing to drop to let Tim on?
Yeah.
No,
Cool.
Tim went to bed.
Oh.
I would have dropped to let him on.
Yeah, he did come on, but Anthony kicked him out because he basically
Oh.
said, if you want to kick me out, you can. So Anthony did.
Yeah, Tony's a coward.
Sorry, I didn't realize he was on. I had been away for.
Oh, coward, Alan. What makes you say I'm a coward?
There's a difference between people who believe in R and people who are flat earthers, though, because people who believe in R don't go to conventions in Colorado and pay exorbitant amounts of money to watch YouTube at a conference.
Yeah, they do. They go to conferences all the time. What are you talking about?
Not for the belief in R, though.
Yeah, for the belief in R. You don't think that astrophysicists have conventions? Are you joking?
But the theme of the conference isn't the belief in R.
Yeah, it is.
No, they just assume it. That's all.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. So they have literally conventions about the heliocentric model. Astrophysicists have conventions, and that whole profession is surrounding the religious belief in R. It's all based on that. That's why it's such a devastating argument. Tim says this argument back to me in a Mongol voice because he thinks that somehow dilutes it. Oh, I have to presuppose R. Yeah, you do. That's right. That's our argument.
Yeah, you're dragging that R on a chain behind you.
Did you ever see the evangelists that went on TV, P? They're like telling the congregation to donate money and things of that sort of nature. You know what I'm talking about? Televised evangelism.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people like Mr. Kaku and Neil deGrasse Tyson, they're basically the same thing, but for the heliocentric religion. They're like television evangelists for the heliocentric religion.
That's funny because I think Flat Earth is like a pyramid marketing scheme.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good observation, that. Big guys at the top with the GoFundMes and super cash.
And then they tell all their minions to recruit more people. And then Riley tries to sleep with their wives.
Wouldn't it be fair both models are both the same?
Far better if they were just taking the tax money and doing it without our say-so and forcing us to believe this stuff by educating our children with it, again, at our expense. That would be much better than people having super chats and GoFundMes, right?
Do you earn enough, Nathan, to be taxed?
No. Thank you for pointing that out.
Shut up, then.
Yes, thank you, Alan. I am poor. Yes, that's right. Wonderful. Come back.
You sure, Nathan? I mean, I don't know. Everybody's saying you got a Rolls Royce and a Bentley and all this shit.
I don't even own a car.
Supposed to be crazy.
I don't own a car. My wife has a car, which I occasionally get to use. I don't own a car. I walk everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I've heard you.
One day, if YouTube are kind.
Not if you keep getting strikes, Nathan.
No, indeed. Hit that super chat, people.
Alan B hit the super chat.
I gave Anthony 25 quid. Not got much back for my money.
Not due yet. Don't worry, plenty of time yet. I'm going to be doing some in New Year, but I'm pretty much going to finish it off in New Year and submit it, I think, or at least for the first review. I'm just wondering whether I'm actually in the right position with it, because I'm wondering whether I should rewrite part of it, which I don't think I've kicked hard enough in the balls. I think I might rewrite it with a little bit more of a left-wing approach to it. It's a little bit too neutral.
You're not going
too left-wing, because I don't want to be too...
You're not showing it to anybody else to get a view?
Well, it's supposed to be my own work, isn't it? I don't know how hard to kick. I don't know whether I should kick hard in the balls in the first place or whether I should be more neutral. If you kick hard in the first place, it's really hard hitting and it'll get more critical reaction. But if you're too neutral, it'll just kind of get swept under the rug. I'm just wondering whether I should be more...
Well, it's not unknown to have an independent reader.
Everything has a time and a place. Just make sure you be strict when the flow gets interrupted and when there's actually an interesting, potentially presuppositional conversation going, just let it flow. That's what I would do.
Riley, you ever heard the saying, go hard or go home?
Yeah. I do like that one. I like that film, Never Back Down. It's got a similar concept to what you're describing. Go hard or go home. Never Back Down is a really good film. It's like, are you familiar with it, Jose?
I saw it a while ago. Yeah, I saw it a while ago.
Yeah, it's a great. I love that film.
Yeah, man.
Have you just called Choco, Jose?
Yeah, I was just trying to remember which voice it was I just heard. I'm playing Command and Conquer, you see.
You just called Chocolate saying Choco?
No, I called him Jose.
A lot of people call me Choco, though.
Yeah. It's the New York lingo. Get down with it, cat.
I mean, you don't have to call me Chocolate saying every time, you know.
Chocolate.
Where do you get the name from? It's got to be one of the most unusual names.
Because he's black.
Because he's
right.
Damn, you ruined my joke. I was going to say it's because he's Chinese.
No.
No.
Chinese. Yeah, that's basically.
Tony, remember when you said to Choco?
He's a Saiyan and he likes chocolate. Come on.
Tony, do you remember when you said to Choco, he doesn't sound black?
Well, he sounds very well spoken. Like he sounds very.
Oh wow! I love that. That's going to go down like a lead balloon.
Damn.
So what you're essentially saying with that one sentence, Anthony, is because he's well spoken, he doesn't sound like a black person who would ultimately be terribly spoken.
Damn, Chalk, you don't sound ghetto at all.
Oh, I can, trust me. But I choose not to.
Yeah, it's the same. I choose not to speak my local lingo. I try not to have this accent that I do have, which is like Liverpool. I try not to have it, but sometimes you can't get away from it when you get excited. So it does. Like, creep out.
Well,
Anybody?
Chocolate was an old nickname of mine. That's it.
Yes, Ranty.
Do you think you could play like a 10-second clip from Soundly's video from last night?
Yeah.
With the audio?
Any particular reason?
Yeah, because it's Conspiracy Cats lying completely, and then I'm going to show you the video.
If it's for commentary, you're allowed to play stuff. It's only if you're just playing it that you'd get a strike of any description. So if you're going to comment on it, then that's perfectly acceptable within fair use.
Okay. Do you want to put this video, what if I send you the link in the side chat here?
If you can put it in Skype, I can bring it up, yeah.
Oh, in Skype? Right, no
Yes,
worries.
please.
I'll send it you right now.
There was numerous statements the Conspiracy Cat said that were just basically factually wrong, and it's like, you know that this is not the correct position. What the hell are you talking about?
You'll have to give me a second. I'll just watch his advert.
Right, okay.
So what's the timestamp you want?
19 minutes, 52 seconds.
1952.
Yep.
And do you know what, Nathan? He blames me.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
You think that's what they're doing?
Exactly, definitely agree. Because they talk about this compression, and you know, I mean, I love the fact that he'll take a photograph of a Mirage, and then he'll show the boat going over horizon with absolutely no Mirage, and then he'll say, "Well, look, there must be a Mirage because there was another one on that other photograph." You know, and this.
What a lying sack of shit! Wow.
Exactly.
Wow,
So,
Conspiracy Cats. Do you want to just bring up that image immediately?
I've got it right here. I've got the video.
What a shock. Timing. You're on, Ranty.
Right, so this is sped up. So apparently this boat is going over the curve with no inferior Mirage. This isn't an inferior Mirage.
How do you know this is the video he's referring to?
Because he's used this in his own videos about 3 times. And it's the only boat that I've ever filmed going over, in his opinion, the curvature of the Earth. I filmed this for like 20 minutes, and Flat Earth Audio used a motion tracker on it. So he's used this video several times and referred back to it several times. And this is exactly the video that he's going on about. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, you see a massive inferior Mirage. The boat just gets smaller as it goes away. It blends into that inferior Mirage. And he says that this is a proof of the boat going over the curve without an inferior Mirage in it. What a lying sack of crap.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. What they're doing now is literally repackaging what you present your evidence as.
Pause it there. Pause.
It's double speak programming.
Oh, now there's a buoy in the way. Hold on a second, Arwin. If you can just click it in the on and off again, just maybe 1 or 2 frames. There we go. Perfect. Oh, well, stop. This is perfect. So you've got this mirrored below, and you can see it happening before your very eyes. I don't know if you want to just let it play through a couple of times, Ranty, because it's only a minute long.
Yeah, but this is what he's told Sound his audience last night. Now, I have had commentary with him off air Not a lot.
Pause,
Literally maybe
pause.
5 or 6 conversations.
Oh, what's this? Is this the black line of the line below it, by any chance, Ranty? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like it's reached the diffraction limit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
sliding into the obstruction slice.
I want to know why he's repackaging this. It's like, why would you do this? This isn't even like, it's not even like a claim of like ball or whatever. What we're saying here is clearly that there is some element of like, I just don't get it. Why would you totally misrepresent what's going on unless you are being dishonest?
Hang on.
I do think he's dishonest.
Obstruction slice.
Yes. That
What
slice within the angular view, like a certain part, an angle of the view, the point from the the optical slant on, then a slice becomes obstructed and miraging happens in its place, causing all this.
How's
That's
that
the miraging zone. It's literally a slice out of sight.
How is the obstruction slice connected to the optical slant?
Well, the slant, in this case, is where you see the waves. That's where it starts. And from that point on, physically, from that point on, the obstruction zone starts to slightly, slowly, gradually, and linearly increase in size. And yeah, anything that moves into the distance is going to eventually, even if it is slightly higher than when it's in the foreground, hit that slice of sight and enter the miraging zone, enter the obstruction, and become obscured.
Well, before they had this inferior mirage as being proof of going over curvature, and since I've tackled that and said no, you can actually get inferior mirages that you should be able to see into like the bottoms of Barrow, the buildings in Barrow, and when I've proved that you have inferior mirages going off,
I'll leave these guys discussing the virtues of the diffraction limit. As I say, first and foremost, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible, and of course a massive thank you to all the live audience for tuning in on the second channel for this live debate. Over on my main channel, Nathan Oakley 1980, you can catch the replay of the first debate together with the pre-show. That will be starting in a couple of minutes. I'll also stick a link in the chat box as the end credits roll. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
No.
Well, you think this is going over the curve, don't you? Well, I just heard Conspiracy Cats say that this doesn't have an inferior mirage. Would you say that Conspiracy Cats is lying? Do you see an inferior mirage here?
I see one, yes.
So why do you think he would say that there was a boat going over the curvature of the Earth with no inferior mirage?
I can't be certain that he was talking about this video.
This is the only video I have up of a boat which I followed over the apparent curvature of the Earth. The one he's referred to several times.
Sorry, I just can't be certain it's this one he's talking about.
Yeah, to be fair, I agree with Alan. I'm not sure he's on about this video.
What?
No, my God, what's happening?
It's amazing to me that Ranty just keeps producing globe evidence like over and over. And like if it was just once, that'd be one thing, or maybe even twice. But 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, he's producing globe evidence over and over again.
I would.
Well, let me have a look and see if I can find the video that he put up about me, and see whether or not he uses that as evidence.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he's referring to it in this video, though. I think it's fair that he should be challenged on what his claim is, because I agree, this is blatantly a mirage of some kind, and he's claiming it's not. If he is referring to that video, that's going to be a problem, isn't it?
Hello.
Hello.
Yo.
And the other thing, Ranty, there's this guy, and I can't remember what his name is now. He's had a pop at Dell for something. I can't remember what, but his name's something like Oh, bloody hell. Something like Bill Nye the Science Guy, but it's not Bill Nye. He's playing on the word of Bill Nye the Science Guy. And basically, he won't accept that buildings compress, objects compress as a function of distance. He doesn't agree that the aspect ratio disproportionately changes by the distance. So when I showed him your Stenner line video with the Stenner boat on it, with the word Stenner on it, and I showed that the coloured line was underneath still, he still wouldn't accept it. Madness.
He still would accept it after he saw it on video.
Correct.
Right. Well, that's very honest of him.
He still wouldn't accept it.
Well, it's complete denial. It's what they need to do.
Deny, deny, deny.
Got it.
Okay, let me share the screen.
Does anybody have a direct line of contact with Mr. Conspiracy Cats? Let's find out what video he's actually referencing.
Well, this is the first ever video he did about me. This is the first ever video, and what do we have? A boat. This is, in his words, a boat going over the horizon, over the curvature of the Earth. It's the same damn video.
To be honest, Ranty, I don't disagree. But it's without knowing which one he actually is citing. I agree with Alan. We need to be sure that he is actually referring to that one. But if he is referring to that one, and Alan admits that there's a mirage there, and everybody else can see there's a mirage there, you have to ask the question: well, why is he lying about false statements of facts if he's not trying to deceive Soundly's audience? Well, he has got his tongue that far up at Soundly's ring piece that he has to suck his ass. Is that what's going on here?
Mm-hmm. And I told him there's an inferior mirage going off on this. And
Ranty, you think inferior mirage doubles down from top to bottom and hides the bottom of the boat?
Yes.
Do you not agree with that, Alan?
No, I'm just asking Ranty what he believes.
Well, yes, I do. And I've got proof of it on my channel, if you ever watch any of my stuff.
How big is that boat? How high?
It's about 100 foot in total to the top.
Yeah, I've got proof of it too from my shots.
Alan, would you not
describe
the right
question, though, Alan? Sorry, that's not the right question. How high is that boat? The question you should be asking, what's the angular size of the bottom section of that boat? That's what you should be asking yourself, Alan.
No,
I hadn't finished. Seems I've triggered you very quickly, haven't I? It seems I've triggered you immediately, haven't I, Alan? Have I triggered you immediately? Yeah, I hadn't finished my sentence. So maybe if you asked... Oh, I have triggered you. Are you going to keep talking? Yeah, I know how to make a devastating point. Yes. Yeah, you laugh it up, Alan. Yeah. So maybe you should ask yourself what the angular resolution of the bottom section of that boat is. And if it's beyond the diffraction limit of the camera. That would be a more interesting question, as opposed to the question you asked, how big is that boat? That would be a globehead question about an actual size of something, wouldn't it now, Alan?
How do you measure angular resolution?
Is that a rhetorical question?
No. How do you measure angular resolution?
You get the actual size of the boat, and you basically divide it by the distance, kind of thing.
Which what I was asking.
Well, you didn't. You asked how big the boat was.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the angular size of the boat, and what's the lower angle? Isn't what Nathan's saying?
How tricky. So slippery.
Okay, are you watching my screen?
Yes.
Right. Can you see that there's some buildings here?
Yep.
Yep. So you've got some buildings there. This is with just a nice clear day. And from exactly the same spot, I'm going to go to this frame here, just back on the video. I'll just go a little bit further, actually. Can you see those buildings?
Yep.
You can?
Yep.
Right, okay. Can you see the the mound that was in front of it?
Flick back.
Can you see this sand dune that's in front of it?
I can, but you're dealing with different focal lengths here.
No, you're not. It's also on the entire video. Can you see an inferior mirage on this day? Can you see the sky repeating up on itself?
That looks like a different focal length.
All right, can you...
You mean zoom, Ranty?
Right, zoom. Right. Can you make any of the buildings out like you did on the other video?
Not as well, but roughly, yes.
Do you see an inferior Mirage?
I think I'm seeing dirty air.
Yeah, shout out to Dirty Air.
Well, does that look like the lighthouse that we normally see? Or would you say it's a lot stretched?
Stretched?
More stretched.
I don't know. I've not seen a picture of it in normal conditions, so I couldn't.
Well, all right, I'll show you an image of it in normal then, which will be here. There we have it in front of the sand dune. There we have the chimneys of it. There's the sand dune in front of it. And can you see how stubby it is? It's not very long, is it? It's not elongated like this. Where are we? Let's find it.
Is this video taken in one day or?
Two separate days. But basically, there's the chimneys again. There's the stubby little lighthouse. And then you can obviously see this inferior Mirage running through it. You can see where the green is. See how that's repeated underneath. You would agree there's an inferior Mirage happening. So this was the entire video that I was saying, where when I panned back through and I look at those buildings and I asked you, can you actually see the sand dune in front of it? So that sand dune that was nice and evident in the other video is hidden underneath this inferior Mirage that runs through the image. Do you not see that?
I can see something. I can see that it looks like you're also in a different position and using a different focal length.
Different position. Do you see this post?
Yes.
For reference, do you see how it runs to the side of this building directly behind it?
Yep.
And then would you agree that's exactly the same spot?
No, it's not. It's high.
It's exactly the same spot from the same. Well, I can prove it because on both videos I zoom out and I show you my exact location. So here I am zooming out on this video.
Do a screen grab of both.
Oh, wait a minute. What's this? BLO 097. And you saw that I just pulled it off the rail at the side of these steps. There we go. And then the other one, when I come back through, because luckily I do this on all my videos.
Unlike Miles of the Light, we say.
As I pan out, there we are to the side of the steps, and I zoom back in, and you'll see BLO 97.
Away.
It's exactly the same place. What are you talking about?
I'm joking.
That was a good one.
So would you concede that I'm exactly the same spot now?
No.
No. Okay. So
overlay the two pictures, please.
So would you agree that there's an inferior Mirage going on here? I actually have that on the.
Overlay the two pictures.
So is that? Hold on, Alan. Is that not? It's not satisfactory what he's just shown you, correct?
No.
Right. So Conspiracy Cats with his latest mount, whatever the hell it is, does he show what Ranty's just shown? Does he show like a nice sweep round to get a?
I can't speak to Conspiracy Cats. I'm sorry.
I'll answer that. No, he doesn't provide anything like that. In fact, he provides basically nothing. Just to clarify, maybe you should go and tell Conspiracy Cats. He's kicking up quite a song and dance about this absolute shite that he's put up with absolutely no reference for where it was taken whatsoever. Just thought I'd give you a heads up about that, as you're being quite fussy about Ranty's rather pedantic clarification of his exact location. But there we go. Just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah, I think it's a fair shout. Why is it that it's accepted when it comes from Miles Lie Davis without any challenge whatsoever on your side? And from Conspiracy Cats, I mean, we've been asking Conspiracy Cats for weeks to prove where he took the picture
Anthony,
from.
that's a bit unfair. Alan was unaware until now that was the case. Although, obviously, he has been to see Conspiracy Cats' video. We've discussed them with him. I know that for a fact. So, obviously, now Alan will be the first to go and comment on that very subject matter, given that he has made that comment here, lest he be a hypocrite.
Where have your legs gone, Ranty?
Sorry, my name's Nathan, and I would hope to get a response to that. You will, of course, go to Conspiracy Cats videos, which you do watch and have watched and we have discussed, and mention this exact problem that you've just been discussing with Ranty. As compared to Ranty, there's nothing like as much information to verify his location with his images that aren't his. So I'm sure you'll raise that issue, lest you be called a hypocrite, Alan.
I'll fax him.
Excellent. There's a comment section under the video. That would be far easier.
Ranty, why are you showing me the lighthouse?
His name is Nathan. That's me. So there's a comment section under his video. I've seen you comment before. Lest you be called a hypocrite, I'm sure you'll be toddling on to make that criticism of conspiracy cats. Won't you, Alan?
I'll send him a fax.
A fax? He's got a comment section. So are you saying, no, I won't? I'm just a hypocrite. I'll criticise you for going and getting the exact location and showing it and proving it, whilst I'll simultaneously ignore somebody who I've supported and put the arguments forth for here. So you are a hypocrite, Alan.
Which point of I'll send him a fax don't you understand?
Sorry,
The fax.
fax. You think he's got a fax machine?
He has, yes.
Oh, really?
I don't-
Why wouldn't you just leave him... No, this is a ridiculous talking point, Alan. Why wouldn't you just leave him a comment? Why wouldn't you agree that you would just say, yeah, no worries, I'll leave him a comment? Why is it got to be a fax? Why this ridiculous, antiquated way of communicating? It seems like you're just trying to angle for a different thing to argue about.
No, we send memos to each other on fax.
Oh, really?
Have you got any evidence of that?
Yes.
Prove it.
I'll show it you when you show me the letters.
No worries, just prove that you've actually commented this issue that you've raised here. I'll make a mental note. I'll ask you next time if you've raised it with him via fax.
Don't get angry, I will.
I'm not getting angry. I'm saying next time I see you, I'll ask, did you raise this issue about not being able to clarify where the picture was taken from with the same veracity that you did with Ranty, Alan? I'll ask you that question, and should you say yes or no, I'll say, how did you do it? By fax?
Okay, no problem.
Excellent. That's really good to hear.
That's okay.
Alan B, where's the sand dune on this top video? It's the same video. The same video before
Why
you go
show
into
me the lighthouse?
Well,
Show me the yellow bar.
Where's the sand dune? Where's the sand dune? Is it behind the inferior Mirage?
Show me the yellow bar.
Where's the right? You'd see the chimney here and the chimney here, so we know that that's exactly where the inferior Mirage starts. Where's the rest of the sand dune?
I already see an issue here.
I'm saying you're at a different height and a different focal length.
I'm going to call Photoshop because there's blatantly some dude hovering both pictures.
Yeah, who's that dude? He looks like a football manager.
He does look like, you do look like a football manager. That picture.
I wonder if it's Jose Mourinho looking for a job.
Yeah.
Hey, boom, boom.
Okay, well, if I was to say it was behind the inferior Mirage, would you have a problem with me saying that, Alan B?
Why is the sea higher?
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
what's
the same
caused the
height.
inferior Mirage. That's what's caused the angle to limit itself more further. The angle's become lower because the deck has risen. You laugh again. It's funny when I bring up the angular size of stuff that you laugh. That's amusing to me, Alan. It's telling, is what it is.
Do one with the yellow
That was
bar.
Ranty.
Oh, we're moving past this angular size point, are we, after laughing about it?
Yes, I'm going to do a
No,
fax.
we're
I'll come
not.
back.
So you asked why the sea had risen, and I said, yeah, that's what's caused the angle to limit. So the deck's got higher, and the angle's got smaller, and then it's reached the diffraction limit, and as Ranty puts it, that's obscured what's below it. So yeah, that's what's happening. Maybe a little chuckle in order.
Nathan, I want to pass on a message from Soundly. In his hangout last night, Soundly literally told his audience that he has no idea what you're talking about when you talk about the angle of attack or the diffraction limit, or he used a couple of other key phrases. Maybe you should speak directly to what's it called, Soundly, and tell him what you're talking about, because he doesn't seem to understand it.
Oh, he doesn't seem to understand it because he mistakes it for curvature. That's the problem. He's just a fucking retard. Yeah, when you take pictures of curvature, Soundly, that'd be the diffraction limit that you see right at the end, right at the limit of the camera. Surprisingly, that. But there we go. That's because you're a fucktard. There you go. That was as directly as I could speak to you, Soundly.
Seems legit.
What did
Did
you
you see my debate with him yesterday?
Owen, what did you call it? The something slit?
The optical slant.
Optical slant and something slit.
No, that was the double slit experiment when we were talking about quantum mechanics, and I explained how it's improperly assumed that photons and electrons are physical matter particles. Because, yeah, physical matter particles, they don't really apply to the double slit experiment effects. It only applies to presumed particles of light and electricity. So that was what we were talking about. yesterday.
These guys butcher quantum mechanics. I will say, first and foremost, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the audience watching this premiering on Nathan Oakley 1980, and of course a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this after show possible. If you hated the show, smash that dislike button, but then smash it again. But if you liked it, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you've not done so already. If you'd like to keep up to date with the live Flat Earth debate, then tune into Nathan Oakley channel. There is a link in the info box below the video. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!